Hey, what's good guys? Jay here with another video. Now, some of you may already know this, but I am trading in my trusty Galaxy S8 for the new Galaxy Note 8, and I will be doing a review on this, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. But I have used the Galaxy S8 for almost 5 months now, and I just want to give you guys a review. It's going to be something short. I won't go over every single detail just because it's more of a long-term review, and you probably already saw a bunch of videos on the S8 anyway, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Okay, so about 5 months ago, Samsung introduced the Galaxy S8 alongside the Galaxy S8 Plus, and while it has been about 5 months, I think these devices are still some of the best in the market, and we've seen a lot of other phones hit the market, plus we're going to see a bunch of other ones like the LG V30, the new iPhones, the Note 8, all of which are going to have to make an appearance here in this channel, so stay tuned. But these devices are still some of the best. Now, when it comes to the design, these devices are really beautiful. You've got the curved glass in the front, you got the curved glass in the back, plus the front has the edge-to-edge screen, which Samsung calls the Infinity Display. This is a 2960 by 1440 display with a 2:1 aspect ratio, and watching videos on this thing is great, especially when you expand it to take up the whole screen. This thing looks amazing. Now, being that it is a curved display, I was worried that the screen would actually break on me, and I have dropped it a few times, had a few nasty falls, but it's still in one piece, hasn't broken. I will say I have a lot of scratches, so if you don't like scratches, definitely want to put a screen protector on this thing. Coming from a device like the Nexus 6P, I was a little concerned about the software. So we all know Samsung's notorious for having laggy software after just a few months. This device actually didn't really give me that issue. I think it's still performing really well. I of course did have some minor issues here and there, minor hiccups, but I mean, that just happens with almost any phone. Now, my biggest issue was really with the fingerprint reader, and I know what you're thinking. Jay, we've heard it a million times. The fingerprint reader is too high. Get over it. No, it was more the fingerprint reader would stop working on me. Now, this could be just something that happened with just my phone. It could be something that's happening to a lot of phones. I'm not sure, but I did have to restart the device to get it to work again. And unfortunately, it would happen very often, so it was kind of annoying. Nothing like a huge deal breaker, but still it was there. Another issue I came across was with the device getting rather warm. I am using the Snapdragon 835 variant with the 4 GB of RAM. I'm not sure about the Exynos processor, but this one would get really warm to the point where I couldn't record any more videos or I couldn't take any more pictures. That was also a bit of an annoyance, but Now let's not forget about Bixby. Now, not necessarily Bixby the assistant, because me and the assistant are friends, but the button. So when I reach for the volume, sometimes I press the Bixby button, and that gets really annoying after a while. Now, it might sound like I'm hating, but I'm really not. Those are just minor issues I had with the device, but Samsung actually went really hard on this device, and hence I kept it for about 4, almost 5 months now. So let's hear some of the good things, right? For starters, I never actually find myself thinking, man, I wish I had another phone. There was one phone that I actually considered switching to, but I didn't, just because I started missing all the features on this device. So the first one would be Edge Panel. So with Edge Panel, you can access apps rather quickly by having shortcuts on the edge of the display. There's tons of add-ons for this, so you can have weather widgets, you can have NFL, you can have Yahoo, you can have calendar, you can have a ton of things. I personally like to keep my screen very minimal, so just having a few apps on the display and being able to access the ones I need by swiping to the right or to the left makes it a lot easier for me, and I really enjoy that. Then there's Samsung Pay, and if you've used Samsung Pay before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you go and you just pay with your phone, and it's like magic. I like to go places and tell people, hey, do you mind if I use Samsung Pay? Sometimes they'll be like, oh, it's not gonna work. And I'll be like, well, let me just give it a shot. And then bam, it works. And they're like, whoa, 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 hey, check this out. Look, he just paid with his phone. That's pretty cool. I enjoy doing that. But it doesn't stop there. So with Samsung Pay, you can even earn some points, which you can redeem for things like gift cards, store cards, or even other gadgets. So if you're not using Samsung Pay, I highly recommend you do. You're gonna have fun using it. Plus, you're gonna get free goodies. So, I mean, why not? Now back to Bixby for a little bit. So the button I don't like, but Bixby and we are friends. So I do use Bixby for 2 reasons. One, I like to be able to quickly change settings on my phone or mark all my unread messages read, which is super easy to do with Bixby. And 2, I like to collect extra points to be able to redeem for store cards, Visa cards, and gadgets. So I am racking up some points. It is a little difficult, but it's free stuff. So I mean, it's cool. Let's not forget about the iris scanner now. I have it set to automatically start scanning my eyes when I press the power button, and it works ridiculously fast. So this thing works super quick. There's occasions where it won't work, like if the sunlight is behind me, if I'm not looking at it directly, or if I'm just not looking at it the right way. But when it does work, it just works so fast that I normally stick to using just the iris scanner. Occasionally I have to use a fingerprint reader, but I try not to because it's, you know, the fingerprint reader. Now it's 2017 and a lot of manufacturers are adding some type of water or dust resistance to their devices, and that's nothing new to Samsung. Samsung's been doing this for years now. But where other manufacturers are starting to cut on things like the headphone jack or the micro SD card slot, Samsung still offers all those features in their devices. So these devices are some of the most feature-packed devices out there. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely recommend this. Now moving on into the camera department. So the cameras on these devices are actually really good. I actually have no negatives about them. They work really well. Low light is great, and we got to remember they're smartphone cameras, not DSLRs. So personally, for what they can produce as far as images go, it's amazing. Video, well, I love the video, to be honest. I actually recorded my last 3 videos on the Galaxy S8, so if you want to get a good idea of what video is like, go ahead and check out my previous videos. The only thing I could say is that Samsung could increase the megapixels in the front from 8 megapixels to maybe like a 12 or even like a 16. But if you're taking pictures for Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, it's gonna work great, so really no complaints. Now where I did find myself wishing I had another device like the U11 was with the battery. Unfortunately, the battery on the Galaxy S8 wasn't able to get me through a whole day, and I would have to charge either midday or later throughout the day. Now, thankfully, Samsung does include adaptive fast charging, so it charges pretty quick. Not the quickest I've seen, but it charges rather quick, and you can get a few hours in just a few minutes. This device packs a 3000 milliamp battery, but if you're a heavy user, maybe you want to try the Galaxy S8 Plus because it has a 3500 milliamp battery. Granted, it does have a slightly bigger display, but it'll probably last you a little bit longer. Now keep in mind everyone's usage is different. I do consider myself a bit of a heavy user. I do a lot of streaming Spotify over Bluetooth headphones. I do a lot of YouTube. I do a lot of taking pictures, of course. So I do have a wireless charger in the car, and I just dock my phone on there and it charges. So that's really not a big issue for me. I just plug it in. But just thought I'd let you guys know I never really made it past the whole day for me. So again, if you're a heavy user, probably want to go for the Galaxy S8 Plus. So the question is, would I recommend this to my friends and family? Yeah, come on, you already know I would. For anyone looking for a smartphone with a killer design, amazing camera, more features than you can probably count, heck yeah, this is gonna be a great phone for you. Now, if you do like bigger displays, then maybe you wanna get the Galaxy S8 Plus with just all the same features, a little bit bigger and bigger battery. Now, if you want the stylus, there's also the Galaxy Note 8, which is now available for purchase in stores. Now, any of those devices that you choose, you're gonna enjoy using. So my only recommendation is that you use Samsung Pay, make your experience a little bit better, plus get some rewards on the way. Well guys, I hope you found that video useful, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. I will be doing more reviews. Keep in mind, I am working on my review for the Note 8, so if there's anything you wanna see, drop some comments down below. I'll make sure to answer that in the review, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.